Hi, this is Alana from Karma Yoga, and welcome to our next Bulalicious Yoga session. Today I'm here down the Coral Coast in Fiji. Today we'll be practicing another short practice suitable for beginners. Just remember, for anybody who has any health issues, recent surgery, or also anybody who's pregnant, please remember to check with your physician first before practicing. And otherwise, just remember to practice safely. Always tune into how your body's feeling, and always having a continual flow of breath. Very important in our yoga practice. So today I thought we'd have a little focus on our posture. For a lot of us, during isolation, we might have been working at home or even working long hours, not being able to move around or practice exercise or sport like we normally would. So I thought today we'd have a little bit more of a focus on posture, particularly shoulders, our spine and our hips, where a lot of our posture derives from. So how these areas are in our body is tied into how we can sit comfortably, how we can stand comfortably, and then also where we have any wear and tear in our body. So we'll make a start today by coming and lying down on our mats for Supta Baddha Konasana. We'll bring the soles of our feet together, the knees relaxing out to the side, and the hands palms down by side with our palms facing up. We can slowly let our eyes close, let our face relax, let our jaw relax, our shoulders relaxing down to the mat, and bringing our focus to our breath. So observe our breathing. Notice each inhale, drawing the breath in through the nose, and exhaling through the nose also. Scan our way through the body and see if you can notice if we're holding on to any tension or discomfort anywhere in the body. Make sure we just send breath and relaxation to these areas. We can tuck our chin to our chest, making sure our spine lengthens. And we'll just take a moment to reflect on how we feel right now, and being open to whatever we might discover or uncover in the next 30 minutes. We'll slowly open our eyes and we'll bring our hands underneath the knees, bringing the knees together. We'll roll onto our side and push ourselves up to a tabletop position. So our tabletop position are with our hands, palms stacked underneath the shoulders, the knees hip width apart underneath the hips. We'll look down towards the mat, drawing the belly in, so we really lengthen up out of the arms, so engaging all the strength through the arms, belly drawn in. We'll exhale to coordinate our breath, and as we inhale, we'll turn to look up towards the roof or the sky, wherever you're practicing. And we'll exhale. So slowly exhaling through the nose, tucking the chin all the way to the chest, arching the spine. And inhaling, slowly drawing the breath in through the nose for a practice of Bulalicious cat-cow pose. And exhaling. So this practice again is fantastic for bringing movement through to the spine, bringing awareness to our breath, and then linking the two, the movement with the breath. And exhaling slowly. So using the strength through the belly to compress all the air escaping, and inhaling, drawing the breath in. A nice long inhale, keeping the weight pressed into the fingertips, and exhaling, slowly tucking the chin to the chest. See if we can practice this as slowly as possible. It's normal to want to rush through the breath because it's easier to breathe quickly. But the challenge is to slow the breath down. This helps improve our lung capacity, strengthens our respiratory system. And we'll just take one more breath. We'll draw the breath in, slowly turning to look up, tilting our hips up slightly, and then we'll exhale, tucking the chin to the chest, lifting up out of the shoulder joints, belly tucked in, and then we'll come back to our neutral spine position. So keeping our hands, palms still underneath the shoulders. And as we inhale, we'll rest the weight into the left hand, reach the right hand up. As we exhale, we'll practice thread the needle. So bring the right hand underneath the left shoulder and reach the left arm forward. So this is a nice way to open through the shoulders, bringing a gentle spine twist. Notice the breath, our belly should be relaxed. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale. We'll bring the right hand back to the mat and the left hand back as well. And next we'll inhale, left arm reaching up. As we inhale and as we exhale, we'll thread the left arm underneath the right side of the body. This time, the right arm reaching forward. So make sure in this posture that we're not compressing or collapsing the weight into our neck or shoulders. We keep the hips up high, the belly drawn in, the right arm reaching forward, press into the right hand if you need, and the left arm reaching underneath with the palm facing up. And we'll bring the right hand back onto the mat, the left hand back. Restabilize into tabletop position. Then we'll bring the hips down to the heels, the knees nice and wide to the edges of the mat, walking the fingertips forward to bring the forehead down to the mat. Supta Baddha, down face hero pose. Really let the hands palms lengthen forward. The palms should be out wide to allow plenty of space through the shoulders. So this is a wonderful posture to practice for our posture. So it helps open through the shoulders, lengthens the spine. Noticing the spine relaxing. Don't worry too much if your head doesn't touch the mat. Just let the shoulders slowly relax. So resist wanting to tense, to hold ourselves in this posture. Really try and relax as we breathe. On the next inhale, we'll look forward towards our fingertips. We'll come up onto our knees, toes under, and we'll come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, our first downward dog. We can walk out through the heels a couple of times. Left and right, and then making sure the feet are hip width apart. The hands palms are still about shoulder width, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Draw the belly in, lift the hips up, and we'll walk our feet forward. So come all the way up to the front of the mat. Our feet are hip width apart for a forward fold, Uttanasana. Relax the body forward. Now for anybody who's got tight hamstrings or lower back pain, you can support the posture by putting the hands on the shins or above the knees. So just find where is comfortable for you and then let the head, neck and shoulders relax. So this is really important as well. We don't want any tension in this posture, particularly through our neck or our shoulders. Let the body relax forward. You can keep a slight bend in the knees if you like. And then we'll inhale. We'll come up to a half lift, lengthening the spine forward. As we exhale, Uttanasana again, but we'll fold even further. This time, we can reach our hands, palms behind us to interlock the fingertips and let the shoulders relax and drop behind us. The hands, palms drop. Really nice way to open through the shoulders. And then relax our hands, palms back down again. Bend through the knees as we inhale. We'll bring the hands, palms up to our hips and come up to standing for Tadasana. We'll relax our hands down by our side. Just sit with the palms facing forward. We'll roll the shoulders back a couple of times. So again, Tadasana is a posture to think about making sure the weight through and lifting our chin slightly so our eyes are looking. Breath in. And as we exhale, by side, and we'll move into a little more flow, some sun salutations. From here with the hands relaxed by side, we'll exhale to coordinate our breath. And as we inhale, draw the breath in. Hands, palms reaching up to touch. As we exhale, forward fold into Uttanasana. Bend the knees to protect the lower spine. As we inhale, lift the chest into half lift. As we exhale, plant the hands, palms into the mat. Take a big step back with our right foot, dropping the right knee down to the mat. Untucking the right toes as we inhale. Lift the chest to look forward. As we exhale, relax the hips forward. So you might notice this is a common posture in a lot of our sequences. And it's a great way to check in with our hips. Again, the foundation for a lot of our posture is with our hips. So don't become frustrated or irritated with a lack of movement or with any discomfort. Just focus on the breath. And we'll keep the chest lifted. Make sure we're not collapsing down in the posture. And we'll keep our toes tucked under. Lift the right knee up off the mat. If we can balance here, as we inhale, we'll bring our hands, palms behind us. So opening through the chest. Rolling the shoulders back, keeping the eyes looking forward, well, like we're flying forward. And then exhale, hands, palms back down on the mat, dropping the right knee down, untucking the right toes. Left knee back with the right forehead down to the mat. And as we inhale, bringing the chest through Bhujangasana Cobra pose, tucking the toes under, pushing through the hands. We can come up to knees first, or all the way up to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Just walking out through the heels, toes a little more. Feel the lengthening of the calves, and then we'll look forward, stepping our feet up to meet our hands, palms. Inhaling, drawing the breath in, palms to touch above our head, and exhale, hands to center. On the next inhale, we'll practice the other side, breathing in, hands, palms reaching up to touch, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. On the inhale, lengthening the spine forward into a half lift. As we exhale, press the hands into the mat, big step back with our left foot this time, dropping the left knee down. As we inhale, lift the chest. And as we exhale, relax the hips forward. Notice any differences between the right and the left side. So a large part of focus in yoga is the observation of ourself, of our physical practice, of our breath, of our mind. So just pause here, take a moment, relax the shoulders. And if we can balance here, we'll tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee up off the mat, keep the eyes looking forward to keep the balance. And as we inhale, bring the hands, palms back, like we're going to launch ourselves forward. So push the energy into both feet. And then we'll exhale, hands, palms back onto the mat. Left knee down to the mat, untucking the left toes. Right knee back with the left knee, forehead down into extended Balasana. And inhale as we look forward, bringing the chest down and through for Cobra pose, tucking the toes under, pushing into the hands, palms, and coming back up to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walking out through the heels again, keeping the feet hip width apart. And then we'll walk our feet up to the front of the mat. Inhaling, reaching the hands, palms up above our head, palms to touch. And exhale, hands, palms to center. So we'll move through another cycle with a couple more variations. We'll take a nice deep inhale, drawing the breath in, hands, palms reaching up to touch. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine tall. Exhale, right foot stepping back, dropping the right knee down as we inhale. Ashvasanchalanasana, half horse stance pose. And exhale, left knee back with the right knee, forehead down to the mat. Extended Balasana. Inhale, eyes looking forward, bringing the chest up and through for Bhujangasana, tucking the toes under. And come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. We'll shift our weight into the left foot as we inhale. The right toes reaching up into three-legged dog. And as we exhale, we'll bring the right foot all the way forward, tilting the back foot onto a 45-degree angle. We'll inhale, reach the hands, palms up above our head, and we can drop the left knee down for Anjanasana. Bring the hands, palms together. You can keep the toes tucked or toes released, whatever feels comfortable for you. And really reach the hips forward. As we exhale, slowly bring our hands, palms down to the mat, lifting the left knee up off the mat. We'll come back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And on the inhale, we can walk, step, or jump our feet up to the front of the mat. Inhaling, reaching the hands, palms up to touch. And exhale, hands, palms to center. Taking another inhale for the other side. Making sure we're balanced. We'll inhale, reach the hands, palms up. Exhale, down to the mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale as we lengthen our spine forward. And exhale, this time left foot stepping all the way back, dropping the left knee down to the mat as we inhale. Lift the chest, Ashvasanchalanasana. And exhale, right knee back with our left knee, forehead down to the mat. On the inhale, look forward, bringing our chest up and through as we inhale, tucking the toes under. As we exhale for Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. We'll shift the weight into the right foot this time as we inhale, left toes reaching high. And as we exhale, take a big step with our left foot all the way up to the front of the mat. Staying on the balls of the feet, we'll inhale, hands, palms up above our head for Anjanasana. We'll drop the right knee down. We can keep the eyes looking forward, shoulders relaxed, or if the neck allows, we can turn and look up towards the fingertips. And we'll exhale, hands, palms back down to the mat, either side of the left foot. Pressing into the hands, palms, we'll step back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Eyes looking towards the toes. And on the next inhale, we can walk, step or jump our feet up to the front of the mat. Inhaling, reaching the hands, palms up to touch. And exhale, hands, palms to center. Relaxing our hands back down by our side. Still facing at the front of the mat. I'll just turn sideways so we can see. We'll come into chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll start with our feet about hip width apart, and we'll take a nice deep inhale, reach the hands up above our head. So our hands are still shoulder width apart. Our eyes can look forward, bend through the knees, but keep the belly drawn in. So we want to support the lower spine. If you like, you can look up towards the fingertips. Bring our focus back to our breath. So notice here if we're breathing comfortably or if we're holding our breath. So if you're holding your breath, make sure that you bring our focus to creating a nice continual flow. And we'll exhale. Lengthen legs, arms relaxing back down by side. And we'll bring our heels, toes together. We'll practice a revolved chair pose this time. So we'll take a nice deep inhale. Hands, palms reaching up, palms to touch. As we exhale, bend the knees, bring the hips down nice and low. Hands, palms to prayer position. On the exhale, we'll bring our left elbow to the outside of the right knee and turn and look all the way over to the right side. So we want to keep the hands, palms towards the center of our chest and really rotate our whole chest. Keep the hips down low, the knees bent. And if we can balance here as we inhale, we can open up our arms wide like an eagle, left fingertips down, right arm reaching up. Exhale, hands, palms back to center. Rotate back towards the center. We'll take a nice deep inhale. Hands, palms reaching up. And as we exhale, bend through the knees. Bring our hips down nice and low. We'll turn this time to the left side. Right elbow pressing in to the outside of the left knee. So we want to use the strength through the shoulders to press the right elbow against the outside of the left knee to really create this gentle twist. Keep the belly drawn in. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. If you like here, you can open through the arms, opening through the chest. Right toes down to the mat, left fingertips reaching up. So this gentle spine twist is fantastic for the spine. And again, tying in with our posture. We'll bring the hands, palms back to center. Rotate back to the middle as we inhale, reach the hands, palms up. And exhale. Arms relaxing back down by side again. We'll step out nice and wide to the edges of the mat. And taking a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, we'll bring the arms down. And the ears, bring the weight forward into the toes. And as we exhale, fold forward. So for anyone with lower spine or knee injuries, make sure you bend through the knees and bring the hands, palms onto the mat. But otherwise, we can bring the body all the way down. We can bring the hands, palms to the backs of the legs. See if we can walk the hands all the way down. Maybe even grab underneath the heels, gently pull. So from the side with our forward stretching postures, make sure, and you can see here from the side, I'll just do a quick demonstration, that our weight is always forward into the toes. So we don't want to be leaning back into the heels and keeping. Make sure we keep the legs engaged, so the hamstrings, the quadriceps pulling up. And draw the breath in, use the strength through the arms to create a little bit of traction. And exhale, bend through the knees, slowly come up to halfway, and then arms out towards the side. We'll step our feet back together again, take a nice deep inhale, hands, palms reaching up, and exhale, hands back down by our side again. We'll practice Garudasana Eagle Pose just as one last standing posture with a little bit of balancing. So we'll start with our heels, toes together, taking a nice deep inhale. Palms reaching up to touch. As we exhale, think very carefully about which hand is our right arm. Nice big swing, right elbow underneath the left. See if we can wrap our arms around each other. As we exhale, bend through the knees, bring our hips down nice and low. Keep the eyes looking forward. As we inhale, lift the right leg, tuck it all the way around. See if we can wrap the toes, the right toes around the left leg. Squeeze the legs together to create a very strong compression. So this posture is fantastic for creating movement in all the major joints in our body. So notice how the shoulders feel. Relax the shoulders down, elbows pressed together, keeping the hips low. And inhale, slowly coming back up again. Drawing the breath in, steel palms to touch. And on the exhale, nice big swing this time, left arm underneath the right arm. Palms to touch if you can, but otherwise just keep the elbows crossed. And we'll exhale. Bend the hips, bring the hips down nice and low. Bend the knees, I should say. And we'll lift the left leg as we inhale, tuck it all the way around. The left toes underneath the right leg. Squeeze the legs together and bring the hips down. See if we can balance here. So this is the balancing element with this posture. We keep our eyes looking forward, our breath continuous, creating a strong compression for the muscles to engage, which will help us stay balanced. And inhale, slowly coming back up again. Left foot back with the right. As we inhale, palms reaching up to touch. And exhale, hands, palms back down by side again. Lovely breeze here today. So now we'll move from standing onto the mats, and we'll come down onto the mats and lie face down. And you can start in a little forward-facing Shavasana. So bring the hands, palms down by side, looking to the left or right side. And just notice our breath. So you might notice the chest rising and falling. Our heart rate might be a bit faster than when we started our practice. Notice how the body feels. And we'll move into a few spine postures. So by working to create flexibility through our spine, this is a large factor. So the next few postures will be focusing on different sections of our spine. We'll start with Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana, which was part of our flow, but in this method we're practicing a more stationary posture, so holding it for a little bit longer. We'll start by bringing the hands, palms underneath the shoulders, the fingertips on the mat. And bring the heels, toes together, squeeze the legs together nice and tight. As we inhale, we'll lift the chest and look forward. Making sure we roll the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly and see if we can use the strength in our spine. Squeeze the legs together, use the strength in the legs. If you like, you can turn and look up, as long as it doesn't create any compression through the neck. Even when we're holding here, make sure we have a constant flow of breath. And we'll lift a little bit higher, and then exhale, relaxing back down to the mat. Towards the other side, wherever direction you are facing, so maybe look towards the right side this time. So hands, palms down by the side, eyes looking towards the edge of the mat. And just noticing the flow of our breath. We'll move into locust pose now, Shalabhasana. There's lots of different variations for this posture. We'll start by bringing our chin onto the mat, eyes looking forward, and bring our heels, toes, our hands, palms still reaching up. And as we inhale, we'll lift the chest up and the feet at the same time. Hands, palms reaching behind us. If you like to open a little further through the shoulders, you can interlock the fingertips, lift the shoulders even higher. So by rolling the shoulders back again, this is helping releasing through the front of the chest. Lift the feet up even higher, chest lifting, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Give a bit of a smile as well. And we'll exhale slowly, relax the body back down to the mat. Towards the left side. Hands, palms facing up, toes, heels relaxing out to the side. So Shalabhasana focuses on strengthening, creating movement and flexibility in the middle of our spine. And now we'll move into floor bow, Dhanurasana, which will stop the mat. Keeping the knees together as we inhale, we'll bend the knees, holding on to the tops of our feet. So we want to hold about 1 centimeter below the toes, keeping the chest relaxed. If you like, you can even let the chin rest on the mat. Notice our breath. We'll take a nice deep inhale to coordinate our breath together. And as we exhale, on the next inhale, we'll press our feet into our hands, palms. Look forward and lift the chest, kicking the strength through our feet into the hands. Making sure as well we keep the breath constant, so drawing the breath in through the nose. Exhale, relaxing the chest forward, shoulders opening. That's a wonderful feeling, sometimes a little bit strong. Keep pressing the feet into the hands, lifting a little bit higher, and we'll exhale slowly, relaxing the hands, palms back down to the mat. We can turn towards the right. Can't reach onto, practice one at a time, holding onto one foot, then the other foot. Practice the posture twice, evenly on both sides. We'll move now to bring our hands underneath the shoulders, slowly push ourselves up, and we'll come up to a kneeling position. And just take a moment to move our focus now that we're seated. And keeping our knees together, we'll take a nice deep inhale, hands, palms reaching up to touch. Palms together, just the thumbs crossed as we exhale. Reach the body all the way forward. So we've just been practicing a lot of spine opening postures. So reaching and lifting our spine backward this way. We're just going to lengthen the spine forward a little bit now. So notice if the head doesn't quite reach the mat, that's okay. The most important thing is pressing the hands, palms together, reaching the arms forward and keeping the shoulders relaxed. So this will help our posture, particularly if we're tight through the front of the shoulders, or as well, any compression in the lower spine. So this is one of my favorite postures to practice to help improve our posture and mobility through the shoulders, the lower spine. Making sure we can breathe comfortably. And on the next inhale, we'll draw the breath in, slowly bring the hands, palms up above our head. Exhale, relaxing the arms back down by our side again. We'll bring our weight up onto our knees now. So we'll come to stand for Ustrasana camel pose. So our knees are about hip width apart. You can bring them a little wider if you find that you're feeling a little bit tight through the front of the hips. And we'll start by bringing our hands, palms onto our hips. So make sure it's not near our lower spine, right down near the hips. We'll look forward, roll the shoulders, the chest. So already, even if this is a strong posture for you, particularly for anyone who has lower back injuries, you can stay here and breathe through the posture. For those of you who feel safe, as we inhale, we'll lengthen the spine tall. Exhale, press the hands into the hips, stretch the hips forward. Now again, just go as far as you feel comfortable. You don't have to reach all the way back. For those of you who want to, you can turn and look up towards the sky. Keep looking back. Keep looking all the way back. And you can bring the right hand down to the right heel if you want. Otherwise, keep the hands on the hips and the left hand onto the left heel. Keep on focusing with stretching the hips forward and creating a calm breath. So we really don't want to be holding our breath in this posture at all, which means we've gone too far if we're holding our breath. So you can always come out of the posture, making sure that we can comfortably breathe. Lift the spine up nice and tall. It's a very strong posture. We only need to practice this towards the end. Once our breath, our body's warmed up. And to come back out again, we'll bring our right hand onto our right hip, left hand onto our left hip. Slowly roll the spine back up again. Just pause here for a couple of seconds. Notice how the body feels. It's normal to feel a few different emotions or sensations. It's quite a strong back bend opening through the front of our chest. And we'll come back down to bring our hips down to our heels. We'll lengthen the legs out in front of us. And of course, if we're focusing on posture today, we have to practice Dandasana, the posture for the posture, rod pose. So we'll keep our heels, toes together, our toes flexed up towards the ceiling or the roof, and we can bring our fingertips out towards the side, keeping the belly drawn in. So you can see from the side, we want to create a perfect L shape. So if you find that we're slumping back, will help improve our posture by drawing the belly in. And we also don't want to be overcompensating, rolling the hips forward and dropping the lower spine in. So see if we can find that perfect medium in between. Fingertips out towards the side, shoulders rolled back, eyes looking forward, so the chin lifted slightly. And just focus on our breath here. We can close our eyes, drawing the breath in. Exhaling. Make sure we can feel the sit bones sitting evenly onto the mat. So we don't want to be tilting from one side to the other. Take your time in this posture, really tune into how the whole body's feeling, how our breath is flowing. Grow a little bit taller just towards the end. And then we'll open our eyes. Relax the hands, palms onto the knees. We'll come to our almost final posture, second final posture, a nice spine twisting pose. So we'll come to sit, I'll face forward so it's a little bit easier for you to see, but we'll come to sit with our legs in front of us, and we'll start by bending the right foot up near the hip. Now, if this is very strong for anyone with knees or hips, you can also keep the leg extended out in front of you as a very safe posture, or slightly out towards the side. But eventually we want to get the heel nice and close to the hip. Then we'll bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Make sure we give the hips a wriggle so that they're both sitting evenly onto the mat. Then we're going to reach with the right hand, reach all the way over to the left knee to grip on the left knee, and wriggle our left fingertips all the way around. See if we can lift our chest up and turn to look over our left shoulder. Keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, hips both anchored down towards the mat. And exhale, slowly coming back towards the center. We'll change sides. So we'll extend the right leg in front of us, and then we'll bring the left heel right up nice and close to the hips. So make sure that the left knee is always sitting on the mat. And again, the variation for this is you can leave the left leg extended or slightly out towards the side. Just make sure that the knee feels safe. Then we'll bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So make sure we feel safe here, balanced. And then we'll reach the left hand all the way over to the right knee and wriggle the right hand all the way to grip onto the left thigh, if it can reach. Otherwise, you can just keep the hand to the base of the spine with the palm facing out. We'll turn and look over our right shoulder. As we inhale, lift the chest nice and tall. As we exhale, turn and relax. Or twist, I should say. Relax and twist. As we inhale, we'll lift the chest one more time, drawing the belly and spine growing tall. And exhale, turn and look over our right shoulder. Coming back towards the center, we'll just bring both feet on the mat in front of us. Bring them nice and close to the hips, as close as you can. Wrap the arms around the knees. See if the palms can grip to the outsides of the elbows, and draw the belly in and lift the spine up. So we have to use a little bit of strength here through the belly, through the shoulders. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. We can either look forward, or if you like, tuck the chin to the chest. So feel the entire length of the spine from the base of the hips right up to the tip of the spine. And then we'll release our grip. We'll come and sit or lie into Shavasana. So we can turn around and lie on our back. Our legs extended out in front of us. Hands, palms down by side. Now, of course, our final posture, Shavasana, is ideal for creating awareness of our posture, how we sit and how we stand. So we're not just lying here on the mat, it's an active posture where we're aware of every single placement of the body. So keep the heels about hip width apart from each other or touching, toes relaxing out to the side. Soften through the knees and the hips, arms away from the body a little bit further so we can feel the air circulating underneath the arms around the body. The palms facing up. Chin tucked to the chest so that the back of the neck lengthens, and we can feel the length of the spine resting on the mat. The shoulders should relax down to the mat, and we can feel our shoulder blades tucked underneath the body. We'll tune into our breath now. So notice each inhale, we'll draw the breath in and exhale. Taking another inhale, drawing the breath in through the nose and exhaling. Keeping the eyes closed. On the next inhale, we'll raise our right arm above our head. We'll roll onto our right side and push ourselves up to a seated position. So you can either come kneeling or sitting cross-legged, or in easy pose, Sukhasana, with both heels tucked in close to the hips. So wherever you can find a comfortable seated position, hands resting on the knees wherever they might be, keeping the eyes closed still, staying with the peace and relaxation that you've created. And to finish off our practice, we'll bring our hands, palms together into prayer position or Anjali Mudra to send the wonderful energy you've created today from your own practice inwardly. We'll also take a moment to give thanks to our teachers and the teachers of their teachers, and also to the teacher within ourselves, the one that guides our yoga practice and also our day-to-day lives and intuition. Namaste. On the next exhale, we'll relax our hands, palms down to the knees. Slowly start to open our eyes. And looking forward to bring our focus back into the world. Thank you very much for joining us today for our latest Bulalicious Yoga session. Please make sure that you subscribe to the Bulalicious YouTube channel, and then you can see our next yoga session as well and all our continuing yoga sessions. I hope you enjoyed the practice today. Remember to drink some water and take care of yourself and those around you. Thank you very much.